I have been, I've worked with a number of wonderful authors in the past, and one being Harlan Ellison, the late, great Harlan Ellison, who we just lost a few months ago. And I met Harlan at the World Science Fiction Convention in 1972, or was it 73? It was way back in the day. And he was a guest of the show, and this was in Toronto at the Royal York Hotel. I was working with Baca Books, a wonderful science fiction bookstore, no longer there. And I was helping them work their table. And so here comes Harlan. And I had read Harlan since I was like in my late teens. There's a great cartoon that R. Crumb did of discovering Mad Magazine and Harvey Kurtzman. And he's standing there like looking at this thing with his mind being blown, and he's going, I'm not ready for this. And I remember reading Harlan Ellison when I was like, I guess I was probably about 15 or 16. Beast That Shadowed Love at the Heart of the World, and one of those books, and thinking the same thing. It's like, I'm not ready for this, but I can't put it down. So so there he is, and I had heard all the stories about how he, like, if fans who offended him, he would throw them down elevator shafts and
bite
their heads off and stuff like that. So I had a bit of trepidation, but my operating philosophy is the worst case scenario. If I can deal with the worst case scenario, I'm going to go for it. So the worst case scenario is he's going to throw me down an elevator shaft. And I thought, well, there's not an elevator shaft anywhere near. So
also, that was probably apocryphal.
Yeah, but
He did send a dead badger?
Gopher.
To an editor?
It was a publisher who had put cigarette ads bound into his books. Bad idea.
Yeah, he mailed him a dead animal.
No,
wow.
That sounds like something Harlan Ellison would do. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's
You
something Harlan
can
Ellison did do.
learn all about it in Dreams with Sharp Teeth.
I was just going to say, yeah, which is superb. So anyway, so I said, I screwed up my courage and said, Mr. Ellison. Actually, I had this great opening line because I wanted to meet like all the people who had influenced me. So my opening line was, "Hello, Mr. Ellison, my name is Ken Stacy, and I've flown all the way from Germany just to meet you," which was almost true. Because we were stationed in Germany at the time, and because I was still considered a military dependent, I could fly free on this 707, which flew twice a week from Comox, up Vancouver Island, from Comox to Nicosia, Cyprus, stopping all along the way. And you could fly for free, but there are different priorities. Priority one was, for generals and stuff, priority prime ministers, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pri 5 was standby, and that meant you could be bumped anywhere. So if you were not lucky and you got bumped in Gander, Newfoundland, you were hosed. But I flew on it for a couple of years. I went back to comic conventions when I was stationed in Germany, and so there I was at the World Science Fiction Convention. So
wait, Comox here?
Yeah, Comox here.
Wow, what a weird route.
Mm-hmm.
It was. So anyway,
have you ever tracked a UPS package before?
That's right. So anyway, so he didn't bite my head off or throw me down an elevator shaft, and so we Jim Stranko comes up again because Jim Stranko just done an illustration for Along the Scenic Route, which is a wonderful science fiction story Harlan wrote for Galaxy or one of those magazines. And I said, "Are you going to collaborate with Stranko again? Because I think you're both the bad boys of your respective industries, and this would make a really interesting collaboration." And this pained expression came across his face. It was very odd. And he said, "Oh man, I'm not a bad guy. Really, I don't deserve that sort of thing." And it just really struck me. I thought, wait a minute, I'm just some little schmo who's like a fanboy, and yet it was almost like he was talking to me like I was someone who he was concerned about, like this reputation which was largely unfounded, because Harlan is definitely larger than life. And so I thought, wow, there's a lot more to this guy than meets the eye. And I said, I would love to collaborate someday. I said, I'm going to be a comic book artist when I grow up, and I'd love to collaborate. And he said, well, keep at it, kid, and if someday it might happen. And sure enough, it was about 5 years later that I sold my first Harlan Ellison story to. There's a magazine called Andromeda. They're doing adaptations of science fiction authors' work. I had tried to secure the rights to a bunch of Ellison stories, but they did Byron Price, a great publisher who is no longer with us, did a great book called The Illustrated Ellison. So I ended up illustrating a bunch of the Earth-Kaiba War stories. And what I loved about those stories is that, as I say in the introduction, the stories, there's this gigantic intergalactic war. And in fact, his most famous Outer Limits episode, Demon with the Glass Hand, is actually part of that series. So,
Is it?
It is. But what I loved about it was the fact that it's about characters. It's always, it's character driven. It's not plot driven. And I try to make that distinction is that to me the character driven stories are always the most engaging. So anyway, I ended up doing a number of those stories, and they were anthologized.
What you need?
Oh, the portfolio. Oh, thank you.
Put it inside.
Boom. Is this it? Oh, here it is. Okay, so they were anthologized by Kamiko, comic company which is no longer with us. And then a company called Graffiti did a limited edition, which Harlan wrote a story especially for the limited edition, a new story for me. About a couple of years ago, Dover Books reprinted. They did a new edition, which we did completely from scratch. I rescanned all the artwork, redid all the typography.
Wow, what a pain.
No, it was a joy. It was a delight. You may recognize this. This is a spread that I auctioned off a couple of years ago here in Desert Bus. And then we also reprinted the story that Harlan wrote, especially for the limited edition. And then there's additional stuff here, like the cover that was never used for Andromeda magazine is in here. Joan's sculptures. Joan's an astonishing sculptor, and she did all these little maquettes of the characters so I could light them and work from them. And
What a great idea.
And then afterwards, yeah. So this lot includes the Dover reprint anthology.
You haven't actually said Knight and the Enemy
Oh, sorry,
at any
Knight
point.
and the Enemy. Now, I remember well that our wonderful editor, Dana Schutz, when he said, okay, Harlan, what are we going to call this book? And this guy wrote stuff like, I have no mouth and I must scream, and then he came up with Knight and the Enemy, and she's like, really? Knight and the Enemy? That's it? It's like, yeah, it's punchy.
He also wrote, despite extensive alterations from Gene Roddenberry, he wrote what's considered the best episode of the original series of Star Trek,
Yep.
The City on the Edge of Forever.
Yes.
Yeah.
And actually, Diverse Hands, probably DC Fontana worked on that one as well.
Oh.
So, yeah. Okay, so you get this, and you get, I have 2 copies of this left, and you're getting one of them. So this is the limited edition, which is signed. This has a special varnished end papers. I don't know if you can make it out in the lights, but this actually
Bring it over to Kevin.
there's
Yeah,
actually
we'll put
an
it on
image
the
there.
we'll put it on the other camera for that.
And there's a special signature plate. This is an artist proof, so it's signed by me and Harlan. And again, it has all the stuff from the original edition and that new story. And then a special intro plate as well. It also has, this is Ken being clever. This is Ken learning, don't be clever. Because cleverness makes everybody mad at you. I thought it'd be really a clever idea to have a Mylar cover. See, this is like the little window, you can see through there. And then it's actually, God, what an idiot. This is actually silkscreen. So you see, so there's this lovely illustration, right? And then when you put the cover on, so there's like a little window, and he's looking through the window.
I saw that. I didn't realize that the drop shadow, the blue drop shadow on the words Knight and the Enemy there.
It's a
that's
cutout.
see-through, and you're just seeing
I
the
mean-
blue. That's really cool.
It's really cool, but it's also incredibly stupid because it's like really
What a pain.
unpleasant to like open, and it gets dinged and banged and so on.
And I
So-
bet it was
so-
real
so
expensive
please,
too.
It was.
Yeah.
Yes, they hated it.
Yeah.
They hated it so much that only half of the edition came out with this. The other half, they just printed it in silver ink and said, "That's it. Don't ever do that again." So you get both of those. Alrighty. And there's more.
What?
Really?
What?
There is more.
But wait.
But wait, there's more.
Ooh!
So,
Whoa.
Paul Chadwick and Harlan and I did a book a few years ago called 7 Against Chaos. And this is a limited edition print that we did. So this is Paul's pencils and inks, my color. And these were signed by me, Paul, and Harlan. And we did this for a signing at Blastoff Comics 3 years ago? No, 5 years ago, I
You
guess.
might know Paul Chadwick from his work on Concrete.
Yes. and on The Matrix.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That Paul Cheddar. Okay, so there we go. There may be more, but why don't we just start bidding?
Sounds good. Let's
show those off on
take the
the
books
cat.
over to Kevin's
that,
corner so we can show those
You're
off.
gonna hang on to those? Or, the...
All right. Hope everyone's got your donor accounts linked.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So this
hang on.
is-
Well, I haven't revealed this yet.
This is the
This
night.
is the fun part.
This is the Night and the Enemy
Ken engorged with value.
soft cover. This is Night and the Enemy soft cover reprint, hardcover reprint. Ashley, can you show off the varnished end paper?
Yeah.
There.
There's stuff there.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And
That
the
is very cool.
limited edition
I changed my mind. I want it back.
and the limited
You
edition
have another
print.
one.
Yes, that's the original edition, and I don't have any more.
And these are, of
Yeah.
course, signed
no
by
fake
Ken.
bids. No, we got no fake news. No fake bids. No fake.
No, and these are signed by Ken and the
late
great
Harlan
Harlan
Ellison.
Ellison. So let us, if you are ready, and you are ready, and they are all ready, then let us begin.
I'm ready.
Auction time. Begin.
300. 750.
I mean, it's begun in chat. I'm sorry. We're up to $750. We're up to $900.
We still see it on the
I was waiting
overlay.
for the overlay to come sweeping in.
1,000.
$1,000, $1,100 from Thinks Too Much. It takes. This happened once before. It takes a real long time for the overlay to show up. I'm not sure why.
11:05.
11:05 from I Am Clockwork. Remember, everybody, if you are new to bidding at Desert Bus, watch the chat, not the stream, because we are going to be delayed by a couple seconds because there is
That's what it's bidbots down.
buffering. Oh, Bidbot. Well,
Bidbot.
2,000.
Oh.
Oh, there it is.
restarting Bidbot. Oh, there we are. All right, we're up.
1,500.
$2,048. Wow, that launched right up there. The Powerful 2 says, missed me? The Powerful 2 with the high bid of $2,048.
And remember, this is for the children.
Yes, indeed.
This is what this is all about. I mean, it's just I'm so pleased to be here and be able to add value.
I Am
but-
Clockwork with 2053.
What an oddly specific number.
It's
I like
exactly
that.
$5 higher than 2048.
Yeah, it's $5 more. $5 bid increments. Remember, you can no longer double dip. We do have a donation drive going, but you can't use. You can't figure. We had that for a couple years.
What was that?
Well, because you have this $7.33 giveaway going on right now. And so we would get people
right.
bidding on live auctions in an amount divisible by the giveaway, so they'd also get like 100 entries. So we've made that not able to be a thing that happens anymore. But I Am Clockwork with the current leading bid of $2,053 for this amazing Night and the Enemy anthology signed by Ken Stacy and Harlan Ellison.
Thank you for doing the basic
I'm so glad to be here for a live auction. I filled our auction time thing with so much music that I haven't gotten to hear at all throughout the run. I'm just like, oh, I've got so many good songs this year. So I'm glad they're getting used.
Okay, so
Let's-
that's greatly appreciated, but I think we need to sweeten this pig.
Oh!
Right up
I was going to give it a going once, but
No.
take it away, Ken.
Oh no. Okay, could you bring me the reprint? I'm not going to touch that limited edition anymore because it's so silly.
The soft cover?
The soft cover, thanks.
Soft cover,
Yeah, that's the one.
Whoa, 2100 from I Am H Moon. Or I Am Moon.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Okay, so Harlan wrote a special. See, I did about 5 stories for Epic Magazine, and then we did some new stories. Oh, by the way, this also has new introductions by yours truly and Harlan. And this is a picture I took of Harlan back in 1987. 1987 was 31 years ago. And he is here writing the introduction to the book. So this is a framing device that Harlan wrote for all the stories to tie them all together. So these are airbrush illustrations, and there are 1, 2, and 3 of them. Okay, so that's what ties the whole thing together. Thank you.
Uh-oh.
Thank you, sir. So I have here the originals.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Those are not prints, those are the originals.
These are the original airbrush illustrations.
Ooh.
That's oh, look at that typesetting. This is layout copy.
Okay. So
Shark aliens.
these were done. Yes. spoiler alert.
They're shark
They're
aliens.
shark aliens, yes.
Wow.
It's got trim lines and everything.
We're up to 2200 from Orastes, by the way. But sorry, you were.
Yes.
Continue.
So these, you get all three of these. They will be signed by me because I haven't signed them yet. But as you can see, these are all signed by Harlan.
Wow.
So not long
That is
after we did
gorgeous.
the book, thank you. Not long after we did the book, Harlan signed all the originals. Dang. So
2500 from
Excellent.
Cephas Hero.
Okay. So and I rarely do airbrush illustrations anymore. Actually, I do, but
Special occasion.
They're so pretty, though.
I know, but I got kind of like
Burned
Sally
out?
with the, oh Ken, he's the
Oh my
airbrush
God.
guy. So so anyway, so so you won't
the one
find
with the-
many of these.
The first one with the purple is just,
Yeah.
love it.
Thank
So
you.
here, look at it close up.
Oh my god.
These are amazing. 25 from IMH Moon now.
Man, they're
Absolutely.
amazing.
This is Lebowski level.
Oh, I love
tying
the
whole thing
texture
together.
on them.
Yeah. They
So
really
when
tied that.
airbrush,
In the year
it's like
2525,
such a nice
IMH
fine grain on
Moon
it,
with
that
the
you
leading
get there
bid.
with pencil or whatever. So.
Serge, could you transport those over to
Okay, you
Cat?
you're allowed to touch it.
2552 from
Excellent.
Monad Burrito.
Okay, so you also get this lovely
Piece of cardboard
Mylar
to store the.
envelope
Yeah.
with the sleeve.
Oh,
There
look
we
at
go.
Here,
those.
exhale
Shipping
sharply
appreciates
into it.
that.
they're out of order. Oh well.
Whatever. No, that's the brilliance of storytelling. You can
That's
do whatever
true,
you want.
you can.
First they were sharks,
20
then they went away into space.
2700. All
That hasn't
right.
actually. That didn't. I don't know why that didn't get picked up by BidBot. Maybe Zanzibar. I assume I've recognized your name. Is your account connected appropriately? Zanzibar attempts to bid 2700, but
Holy
BidBot
moly.
has yet to
Oh.
see it.
27.
Oh, 2750 was
all right.
already. Thinks too much. Says I have decided I'm still in.
Hey.
Good.
Zanzibar was saying, "Don't make me do this. I already own a copy of the book."
It makes a great Christmas present for someone in your life who would appreciate that.
I was
2760.
I was about to say, is your copy signed by Ken Stacy and Harlan Ellison? But if they're watching us, it could well be.
Yes,
They
yes.
might have got it from a previous year.
are those-
2760 from IMH Moon. What was-
How are those pages made?
Yeah.
How are what pages made, Alex?
Now I know what no, it's gone.
Let me mind meld with you.
Marshall feels like
Ah!
when he's doing coverage.
Yes.
And he pitches a question. Everybody's like, "Man, you're stupid." I was setting the other guy up. Never mind. Chivalry.
Do we actually have? Are we up to 3,000?
We are not, but we are looking like we could get there. IMH Moon with the current leading bid of 2760.
Oh, we gotta get to $3,000. Come on,
What
come
happens when we
on.
get to $3,000?
Sorry, Zanzibar says yes, it is from a previous Desert Bus. They have the 2-page spread.
Oh, yay!
I thought I recognized your name.
Perfect. Well, now you'll have 5 pages.
So eventually you'll be able to print your own. All right, we are going to give
I think.
IMH Moon. We're going to give a going once for $2,760 for this wonderful set of the paperback of 1988. I was
Come
wrong.
on.
It's
We can do
2,850
this.
from Thinks Too Much. It's
For the kids.
the soft cover, the hard cover, a print of Seven Against Mankind, all of them signed by Ken Stacy and Harlan Ellison, and 3 original, the pages that were used to make the printing go with original airbrush
Yeah, so the
pieces.
3,000 you get the cardboard. You get the Mylar snug too.
The plastic bag, yeah.
Double Mylar.
A double bag must have
Almost a
item.
triple
Whoa! So
All right.
IMH Moon attempted to raise it to 2848, but its metrics in with 3,000 even for Ken and the kids.
Yes. Okay. Should we give that a going once?
I think we can give that a going once.
Let's give
We
that
can
a going
see
once.
if
3K.
see if we got to give
3K.
maybe Zanzibar or H Moon a
Also-
second or two to figure out their finances. Please bid responsibly. Kathleen's not here to tell you.
Call
Please
your
be
financial
responsibly.
advisor.
Also, if you're in the States,
Oh, yeah.
you can get
A
a
tax
tax receipt.
receipt.
That's
If
true.
you ask
Oh,
us for
so
one.
that's like
If you
depending on what like bracket you're in, that
Because
could
it
be
is a
a
charitable
massive
donation.
savings on your.
It's like earning money.
Well, let's just keep bidding.
And helping kids at the same time. It's amazing.
Oh!
Oh,
They're not
IMH absolutely is still in it with $3,013.
Also check if your company matches donations to charitable organizations.
Yeah,
They
also
can do
that.
that?
Dump that
Some
on them.
companies
Some companies have a corporate
Sweet.
giving thing.
I
IMH
love it.
Moon is too powerful to let its metrics take the cake. Its metrics,
Wow.
are you still in? Zanzibar says that they are out unless Ken's throwing in the cover art, which my bank hopes he doesn't.
I actually do have the cover art. But maybe next year.
Yeah. All right. Let's give IMH Moon a going once with
Going once.
$3,013. Remember, if you're bidding, watch the chat. Do not watch the stream. The chat is the real-time thing that we're watching to make this all happen.
We got the long-standing battle of Fugi v. Ashton for calling the shot so far. Fugi's 2 for 0 right now. Ashton just can't keep up with those younger, faster fingers.
He's so quick.
We're dialing this one
One
in
of
here.
them young gamer
Shall we go?
kids.
Shall we go? Like
Let's
twice?
give IMH Moon a going twice.
Going twice.
I believe that is. Oh, Ashton got there. Good job, Ashton.
Yeet.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. Its metric says, okay, I'm still in with 30-50.
Take the shot.
Up to 30-50.
Take the shot.
All right.
I
We have
love
to
it.
bring this to a logical
Now
conclusion.
we're,
So
we're actually getting a lot of tax advice here. The standard deduction is $12,000.
let's give
And then right next to that is
going
pew,
once.
Pew pew. Pew 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 pew. Do you see that one where like
I
the
think it's
benches
all
from the
down to
church are
IM
being fired
metrics.
out? They're going pew,
Sorry,
pew, pew, pew,
its
pew.
metrics and IMH Moon. Pardon me. Its metrics has been given, going once. We don't know if H Moon is still in it or not. I have not seen confirmation in either direction. So let us give its metrics going twice for 3,050.
Oh, there it is, there it is.
Yes!
Oh,
They're still in it. Oh, they're still in it with 3,075, a $25 jump. Oh boy. Oh boy, it's heating up. This is only the
It
first
is.
auction of the night. It is getting feisty in here.
It is. So what are we at now?
Well, now we're at 3,075, and we're going to give IMH Moon going once.
Which is over 1% of the total. Wow.
Its metric says, oof, you got it. They were the only... No, they're not, because Tasty Locks just decided to show up.
New challenger!
I said, what do you mean watch the chat, not the stream? You read the chat and watch the
Tasty
stream.
Laxa is one of our
3080.
biggest supporters.
IMH Moon
We love
thought they had it. Its metrics had stepped back and basically handed it to IMH Moon. And here comes Tasty Loxa with 3080. So guess what? Loxa out of nowhere. You get it going
I
once.
love Laxa and bagels.
That's not okay.
Oh, sorry.
The Fugi v. Ashton. Fugi is winning 7-0.
Very nice. Very nice.
Wow.
What does
Is
that mean?
it's whoever
Calling
hits.
the going one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ashton got one.
Someone
I-
spelled my name wrong. That's
twice.
it. All right.
Is
I'm out of
IMH Moon. Yes, they are. 3088. IMH Moon is still in this
Wow.
race.
Oh man.
IMH Moon going once. Is Tasty Loxa still in this as well?
here. Are we
Let's
going to get
find
to
out.
31? Do you think?
It's so close.
It's so close to 31,
I'm waiting for the 30.
which would be 1%, right?
I think so.
That'd be 1% of the total.
I think so.
Ken, it's spelled Stacy. Thank you.
Is this only the first auction? This is
It
only
is.
the first auction. All right. IMH Moon 3088 going twice. Tasty snipers, take your shot.
I love the chat. Okay, so what are we at? We're at 3088.
We are at $3,088.
Holy moly.
IMH Moon with the current leading bid. We've
Going
gone
once.
once.
We've
gone twice.
Twice.
Where's the bell?
Ken, I
here,
think
he's got
you
it.
can take
Is
it.
that it?
I think so. Sold!
Hey! 3088.
Ashton got the one that mattered. Ashton got the soul.
Pretty bang on there.
Bravo.
you.
Sold
bravo,
to Taste.
bravo,
Nope,
bravo.
sorry.
No.
Thank you, Tasty Loxa, for your bidding.
Yes,
Sold
thank
to IMH Moon for $3,088.
Holy moly.
Bruh.
Sorry.
Fantastic. Thank you.
I need some water.
Perfect timing on that, though, because we are
Hey,
26 seconds from the completion of the first giveaway.
Yay.
That's terrific. That means we can draw the winner of that giveaway and then move on. We can set the next giveaway up. So actually, Ken,
Yes, hello?
while we do the administrative things for the winner of that giveaway,
Yes.
what's the next giveaway?
The next giveaway, according to my notes here, is